guys, before I let you go, can we talk about the other big story? And it was the Cavs blowing this monstrous lead against Atlanta, which does not pretend well at all for the playoffs. 8.3 seconds left to go. The Cavs lead is down to 2 here, Antonio. And LeBron to Kyrie Irving. Paul Millsap gets a piece of it, and he's trapped in the corner there.
We can talk about the refs maybe not calling timeout or somebody's foot stepping on the line and being out of bounds. But this loss or this stretch has happened. It happened way before this. You're not paying attention to details, so it was tough.
But LeBron James really taking exception to what happened.
With the jump ball for Kyrie in the corner, I'm sitting right next to the ref and asking for a timeout, and an explanation he gave me I never heard before in my 14-year career. Never. So he said, I can't call timeout because I don't know who has the possession of the ball. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the tie-up. So that doesn't make any sense. We have the ball because I entered the ball to Kyrie, so you shouldn't even be worried about the tie-up or not. I'm calling as soon as when I see Kyrie is getting tied up in the corner. So I never heard that before.
Yeah, so neither player gets a clean tip. The ball's loose. Millsap scoops it up and hits the game-tying fadeaway at the buzzer. Cavaliers blow a 26-point lead heading into overtime as Brian Windhorst shakes his head off camera here. And then this. LeBron gets whistled for his 6th personal foul.
It's tough. Like I said, down the stretch, things will happen. If you're not taking care of business, whether you're up 26 or you're up 15, you have to continue to play basketball and put teams away, especially when you're trying to go for that #1 seed in the East.
So how bad of a loss was this for the Cavaliers? Well, before yesterday, teams had won 1,005 straight games in which they had at least a 25-point lead entering the 4th. That is a heck of a streak. That dates all the way back to 2002.
You were back trying to get triple-double.
I was trying to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, talk about back in the day.
Exactly.
Despite the fact they fall into a tie, the Cavs can still clinch that #1 seed tonight with a win over the Heat and a Celtics loss to the Nets. Listen, you heard LeBron there. He's criticizing the referees, maybe some bad breaks. But the bottom line is, Brian, how vulnerable are the defending champs?
LeBron's right. There were bad calls.
Okay, but that doesn't blow a 26-point lead.
44 points allowed in the 4th quarter.
There you go.
44 points.
That's it.
A championship team doesn't allow 44 points in a quarter. And I know it's just one game, but this has been something that's been their issue. This was a microcosm of their season. They started off fantastically, were unbeatable looking in the first half, and in the second half were blah. The Cavs started the season off 28-8, and over the last 45 games, they've been essentially a 500 team, 23-22. They obviously do not have their team tightened up like you'd like to have at this point in the season. Mm-hmm. They say they're not worried, and I guess I can understand it. When you've been down 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors, you got to go on the road. I guess you don't get worried about this, but they're more vulnerable than they've been. They've won 19 of their last 21 Eastern Conference playoff games. They have been an absolute dominating force in the East. I don't think they have that same level of dominance, which leaves them vulnerable when these playoffs start.
Do you see this as a finals team? Not even winning a championship, but but right now, do you see them as going to the NBA Finals?
Yeah, I see them going to the finals, but we were talking about it earlier. It's just bad habits. They don't seem like a team that's desperately trying to overcome their defensive woes. You don't see that extra effort. And when you see it, they look amazing because they're going to score the basketball. But if you don't see them diving on the floor, getting loose balls, even that last play, there's a scramble, and all of a sudden Millsap comes up with the ball. Mm-hmm. You have to get that ball. Those 50-50 balls can be the difference between you winning and losing. And right now, they're not putting forth that extra effort.
You got to try harder.
You got to try harder. You just got to pay attention to the details.
Right.
You can't be so lackadaisical. Whether you're up 20, down 20, you got to play one way if you want to win a championship.
Yeah, even with the top seed at stake. Like, that's what I find interesting.
That should be something to play for.
It's not like just waiting until the playoffs, till every game counts, because these games are meaningful, in a sense, in the top seed. So that makes it even more of a head scratch.
LeBron doesn't care. I mean, he just doesn't care.
Doesn't care about the top seed.
I can't blame him, really.
Yeah, well.
He's been so good when he's had lower seeds, so.
Okay. All righty, then. You can frame it any way you want, right?
We're reframing it again.
Yes, we are.
But
there
when
you
you
go.
see them over there doing the game and everybody's like this, then you're starting to wonder, are these guys a little worried here?
I know. All right, you two. More later.